Hello there assassins, welcome back to another Wheelassassin guide. This is actually a progress update on my Make-A-Wish Disney Castle. So for those that don't know, basically I've started a charity stream series in which I'm raising money for Make-A-Wish. It is for Make-A-Wish International, a very, very prominent and worthy charity of this cause. They are absolutely amazing with the work they do for families and children, and I wanted to give back as I was a Make-A-Wish kid myself. So yeah, I've been building the castle on live streams over YouTube for about 6 live streams now, and I haven't really spent much time outside of streaming to be able to make progress until now. Yesterday was Sunday, and I spent about, gosh, it must have been about 4 hours working on more of these castle updates, just so that when we next streamed, which is going to be tonight, there will be some progress to show you guys. So I have gone ahead and done this. It is really starting to come along. It's starting to look like the castle should, which is awesome. It took a lot longer than I anticipated, but I can honestly say every time I look at this now, I'm really chuffed with the way it's turning out. Obviously there are still elements that I'm not 100% with, maybe like this sort of spire as you can see there on the left side, but otherwise I am quite chuffed. So things I've added in, let me just give you the rundown. Of course, I've added in this fence around this perimeter here, and the little grass area in the middle here. I've put some candles on each of, well, every one after fence post, because I felt it added a bit more texture and detail to these fence posts. So when you're looking at this from like a ground perspective, it does actually look like more work has gone into it than just, you know, throwing down fence posts where they need to be. I also went ahead and added in these walls underneath some of these lanterns just to give a bit more, again, detail. I changed the shape of this doorway because it was becoming too prominent, meaning that your eye line would go straight to that rather than the castle itself. And obviously that was problematic because you're supposed to be looking at the castle, not some random piece of wood in the wall. I also went ahead and changed up the waterfall here, made it a lot cleaner because the Disneyland Paris one is a lot tidier. Like, it doesn't have it flowing all the way down into this sort of still lazy river down here. It is kind of going from one part of a waterfall coming down into this like lagoon area, and then, you know, sitting in this river down here. So obviously I haven't completed down this way at the moment. I haven't really done much on this side, but I have done a lot on the left side. This is the side I was struggling with because we have this mountain, but I've gone ahead and actually give it a lot more texture and detail, and then really fed it up into the castle up here. So we now have ourselves this battlement up here, which looks really nice, then this bigger one as well, and then the one we worked on stream together, but it now goes into a 3D perspective as well. So yeah, it doesn't look like the most progress when I show you guys, you know, what I've actually been up to, but I can assure you it took me around 4 hours just to get these different things done. But it has come a long way, and I'm really, really proud of the progress. We now have like a bit of detail around here as well, which looks pretty cool, adding in that sort of medieval European castle look, which looks awesome. We also have a bit of a different texture for the roof up here because it does have a different look to it. So I went ahead and mixed in some of this sort of pattern block up here. I can't remember what it's called now, but yeah, I added in the pattern up there just to give it a bit more texture and detail. If I can put a picture on the screen right now, you can see why I've done this. There is like one of these roofs, just the one, that does have this pattern on it, so I wanted to make sure that that stood out with my build as well. We have, of course, the stained glass windows. I've not really done much with these apart from change from cyan to blue stained glass, because I feel like it adds a bit more detail. As you can see, really makes the stained glass effect look more prominent against the sandstone and the end stone. So that's pretty cool. I went ahead and used some azalea leaves for vines because, again, I felt like that stood out the most. Azalea leaves look the most luscious, like they are the most full leaf. So I wanted to go ahead and use those so they really stood out from these really light materials, and it definitely does. And then, of course, for the main spire just here, now this was a nuisance to get built. Originally I'd had to plan this section down here, made it way too small, and then went ahead and redid it, but then also made it in the wrong height, so it was too tall. It was literally like way up there where that cloud is probably. It was very, very tall. So what I ended up doing was using a structure block to move from this like part down where the pattern is, down to be in line with almost the top of this spire here. But it was a bit of a nuisance because I also built this wrong, so I had to go ahead and redesign this, make sure it looked how it was supposed to. Now the only problem I have is I do have sections like this that are just plain, but I feel like if I go ahead and build the buildings down, the parts of the castle that are the buildings like this, over on this side as well, then I shouldn't really have an issue. There might just be sections that are like that, where it's, you know, a bit plain. But let's face it, I'm trying to get the look of the castle done, rather than the actual, like, nitty-gritty little details like that, where even guests of Disneyland Paris, you don't get to see that, because you're not allowed access to that area. You're just supposed to see the castle from its front perspective, which looks absolutely glorious. So I'm really chuffed with the way that's coming out. It's really starting to look like the castle that we all know and love. I just need to go ahead and work on the right side now to start to build this out, because I know that this one comes a little bit further along this way, so I may even need to remodel this, because I think it comes even like a bit more diagonal than this, where that staircase and balcony is. So I'll have to try and do that as well, and then see how we get on there. So I'll probably end up doing another progress check or progress update with you guys throughout the week. It depends. So yeah, I've also used some stained glass on the sides of the wall here to represent little windows that go up the spire. You can imagine there may be a staircase inside of this to go and change some lights and stuff up here, and also do maintenance inside. So I went ahead and added in the stained glass panes just to represent the windows that go up this this spire, just because of course we don't have a whole block there, and it would ruin the look if we had a whole block. So yeah, and yeah, the rest of it is looking pretty good. I've used the bamboo fence up here to represent some gold. It was actually an idea that came up, that came to me from you guys in the stream, so I want to say thank you again for that, because I feel like it's really added a lot more texture to this castle than I could have originally done, so I'm really grateful for that. You guys have definitely made this come into a lovely shape. So yeah, I'm really happy with this now though. Honestly, like, I look at this now and I'm smiling, because it's just looking the way I want it to be. So yeah, absolutely chuffed to pieces. So yeah, that is the progress check and update for the first major developments in the castle. I thought I had to do one, especially because of that main spire. Like, that is a huge part of the castle itself. And when we're building the actual building parts of the castle, of course I want to keep you guys in the loop, so you all, you know, understand what is going on and what I'm actually doing. Now I will be working on an interior as well. There is an interior to the castle. I know that this part down here, you can't access that as a guest, you have to access it by the ridge, but you go down the staircase here and there will be into the dragon's lair sort of area. So I will try and do that as well. There's also a staircase going up to this layer just up here. I don't really know how I'm going to sort this out, but I will try. That will again goes into the book sort of area, and you see the big book on the table and stuff. So I'll try and do that as well. But for now I'm focused on the outside, of course, getting the exterior completed, so then I know what space I have to work with on the inside. But as you just saw, there's quite a lot of space to work with, so I shouldn't have, you know, real lack of room up here, which is going to be fine. So yeah, should have enough space, absolutely. But yeah, that is it for this part. Now, if you are new around here and you just wanted to come and check the what this was all about, I really appreciate that. If you go ahead and drop a comment on this video, I will go ahead and turn your username into one of my lovely Mickeys, where I have this army of Mickeys in front of my castle now. And we do have about 3 rows, well, 2 rows, and then 1 is just starting a new row. So if we can get this 3rd row done, that would be awesome. But yeah, that has been it, guys. Thank you so much for checking this video out. I really appreciate it. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to drop a like on it. It will definitely help this series grow. And if you want to go ahead and support Make-A-Wish, you can do that via my Tiltify link in the description below. It is a very worthy cause, like I've just mentioned, so please go ahead and check it out. They are amazing. Go ahead and subscribe as well if you're new around here, and then you can get informed of all the latest streams and videos coming out for this castle soon. Speaking of streams, there is going to be one tonight, this Monday, at 7 PM GMT. There'll be one on Friday night, 7 PM GMT, and there'll be one on Sunday night at 7 PM GMT. So definitely come by, say hello, and then obviously I'll give you guys a Mickey if you haven't already got one. Goodbye for now, Assassins. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate the support.